repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at CheWelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at CheWelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
Silent breed is people! We are too wild and crazy guys!
Good morning. It's the KCHW Morning Show. It is Thursday. Soylent Green is, in fact, people. And we are here with myself, Chuck Ritchie, and Scott Allen. Good morning, Scott.
Thank you, Chuck.
Silent breed is people!
All right, my favorite Charlton Heston movie, if you've never watched it. Soylent Green. And in fact, I once dated a girl just because she knew what Soylent Green was.
It's people. Everybody
People.
knows that, Scott.
All right. Somebody at some point, and I'm sorry if they're listening because I can't remember, somebody in Chewelah knew I love that movie, and they gave me a box, and it's with me here in Maine. It's up in the kitchen. I've got like the kitchen cupboards with like a foot of dead space, so there's stuff up on top of the cupboards, you know, what I like to call tchotchkes, you know, little things I've picked up here and there, antiques and weird things, and a box of Soylent Green crackers, as well as a 1/20th replica of the Starship Enterprise. So there you go.
Cool.
Yeah, because I'm a nerd.
I call that the dead zone. That's where stuff goes to die, and it never gets touched again until one day you get a wild hair and you're like, I'm gonna clean this stuff out, followed by a 3-day allergy attack.
Yeah, the top of the cupboard's always bad. I got some cool stuff, though, for my birthday and Father's Day, and maybe I'll wear it one day on the morning show because, you know, I'm like a huge Star Trek nerd. And Sammy got me the most plush Star Trek robe in captain's colors with insignias and everything that I've ever seen. It's super plush.
Why would you ever take that off?
It's like a blankie. I use it for hot tubbing. It's great to get out of the hot tub. And then my other daughter, Lindsay, got me, you know, the Star Trek insignia. What do they call those? Chions?
Yeah. Gosh, I don't
so it's like the insignia, whatever, but it's a plexiglass neon Star Trek insignia that mounts on the wall. It's super cool. So wow. I'm all geeked out.
You know, you can get like the Apple Watches and smart watches. You know, I think my wife got one off Temu even for like $20 that works fairly decently, you know. Why can't they make one of those that's in a pin, the shape of the Star Trek, you know, little, you know, that works? We have the technology.
I have one. I have one. I can put it on any piece of clothing I want.
And it works?
Yeah, the little communicator Star Trek badge thing. Yeah.
Does it hook to your cell phone?
No, it doesn't work. It doesn't. Okay. It doesn't make any sounds, but it looks exactly like it, and it's magnetic. So it's got one that goes in the back, so you can put it on any clothing you want to geek out in.
I'm just saying, why can't they do it so it actually connects to your smartphone, like a smartwatch? You know?
Oh, I get it.
Where you can actually make phone calls and you can actually talk to it and have it like monitor your heart rate and stuff. You know.
You're giving me goosebumps.
Right?
Man,
You can do
you
it on
are
your
one
watch.
pathetic loser.
I am not. Stop it.
You know you want one.
I do. Two. All right. Should we do some weather and news and then get into the show?
We should. It's
All
getting
right.
downright
I'll leave the
chilly.
news to you and rolling out the weather. Another hot one for you, but it has chilled out a little.
A little bit.
97, sunny and hot, light winds, clear skies tonight down to 61. This forecast just duplicated all the way through Tuesday the 16th. Sunny skies, temperatures in the mid to upper 90s. It'll change to mostly sunny on Wednesday, but it'll be 98 on Wednesday the 17th. You guys have a long stretch. This pattern, I'm looking at the forecast, a full 14 days of temperatures near 100 degrees. This is huge fire danger, so really be careful with what you're doing. There's been times, in the summer, Chuck, where I had to go up to the tower, and I would be scared to be, and you know what that tower road's like.
Oh, yeah.
It's 4x fun.
Yeah,
I used to,
that's a good way to put it.
My beat up old tracker, I used to see how fast I could make it up and down, just as a challenge. And it's I was afraid to spin my tires because it would be so dry up there in August that if I clicked two rocks together, I'd cause a spark and the whole mountain would burn down. It's that bad. So
Yeah, it's ugly right now. We had such a mild winter. We didn't have the snowpack. It was already dry before we went into this. We did have some rain. We had a little more rain than usual in the spring and the early part of the summer, but not a lot more than usual. Not especially counting that we didn't have the snowpack at the beginning.
And it only lasts a couple days, that rain, because it's not snowpack. Yeah.
Right, exactly. And in weather like this, if you have neighbors, loved ones nearby, go check on them. Especially if they don't have air conditioning, make sure they're okay. Give them a call, stop by, bring them a iced tea or something. Just make sure everybody's okay out there, because
If you don't have air conditioning, take them a bucket, maybe like one of those shower seats, or maybe like one of the toilets for the elderly, and fill it with ice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you just call them the elderly? I love
Elderlies.
that. That actually sounds nicer for some reason.
I love them. They're elderly.
Yeah.
It does.
But yeah, yesterday
right.
yesterday hit 105. So
Wow.
yeah, so that's scary. That's scary hot. That's
Something like it hot.
Yeah.
Wow.
There have been some news stories, especially coming out of Oregon, of some not good stuff happening with this weather. Speaking of, so I'm gonna go ahead and, are you ready for me to roll in the news, Scott?
Yeah, no, I want to intro you, man.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on. It's the morning show. All right.
Come on.
All right.
Do it.
It's time for KCH News Headlines with Chuck Ritchie. Sound effects for you, Chuck.
There we go. I'll just
Playing it myself.
I don't want to interrupt that. All right,
No.
KCHW headlines. This is Chuck Ritchie. So the risk of wildfires is rising in Washington and other western states as Washington and other western states dry out in the heat wave that's baking most of the country. California's top fire official says so far this year the state has responded to more than 3,500 wildfires that have scorched nearly 325 square miles. That's 5 times the average in each of the past 5 years. Several fires are also burning in Oregon, including one that blew up to 11 square miles yesterday due to hot temperatures, gusty winds, and low humidity. That's scary stuff. Yeah, it's all over. Just, man, it's not worth it for the fireworks. Put them away. 4th of July's done. Stop it. I hear them out there. I heard some out there last night. Stop. Don't. Please, for the love of God, put them away. They're
Need
done.
to raise the penalty for that.
We
possibly.
really do. We really do. If you're out there camping, they're still allowing gas stoves, but no fires anywhere. They made announcements yesterday. All of the public recreation areas in Washington State have strict fire bans. No fires anywhere. So just don't. The U.S. Next story here: the U.S. Coast Guard Patrol has spotted several Chinese naval ships off an Alaskan island. Officials say the military ships were in international waters and not breaking any rules, but they were within the U.S. exclusive economic zone. The zone extends 200 nautical miles from the U.S. shoreline. That's an interesting development. Might want to keep an eye on that one. What the heck's going on there? And then housing discrimination complaints fell sharply in Washington last year. That comes from a new report that says most came from people with disabilities. Nationwide, the complaints remain at near record high levels. It's a lot of complaints for discrimination for housing out there. And in our final story here, 6 conservation groups are suing Uncle Sam to restore endangered species protections for U.S. Northern Rockies wolves. The lawsuit challenges a recent federal decision not to protect the wolves as an endangered species. And that's, I wonder if that's the U.S. Northern Rockies. Where is that? Upper Colorado area?
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, there was a story a few weeks ago that Washington is thinking of making them an endangered species. So that would stop, you know, all these calls for extermination and the shooting of them as well.
Mm-hmm. But remember,
is that bus still? Is that tractor trailer still down in front of the casino?
It's down. They've changed the sign. They no longer let us know that the predators do in fact protect our families and pets. So thank you for the predators for protecting our family and pets. That's the power of font proofreading and having a second pair of eyes on your design right there. In action.
Wow.
F that sign out there for so many years.
Well, and they I guess it wasn't illegal, but they put like Stevens County Sheriff on the last one without their permission, and he tried to make it look like the sheriff's office had done it. What a mess.
I mean,
all right.
I could not help but laugh every time I drove into town and saw that saw that sign. Sorry, everybody.
I get it. Farmers need to protect their livestock, and but animals have a right to live too. And new species are becoming endangered every day. Scary. So it's a tough one. It's a tough one. Do we need to go back to the days where we had shepherds?
Right. You know, and I do know there are two sides to that story because yes, we are in the wolf's natural habitats. We eradicated the wolves from their natural habitat. Which has catastrophic events for wildlife and nature. But at the same time, I know a farm owner in Republic who is like a 3rd generation owner of this ranch. From the time she was a kid, there were no wolves on that ranch. They grew up. They didn't have the infrastructure to handle the wolves. They didn't have the capability to. They never had to think about it for 2 generations, and now the wolves are reintroduced. All of a sudden, they're having to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on fencing and lots of cattle and lots of horses. And it's a tough edge because it is the wolves' territory, but also yes, you should be as a farmer, if you're starting a farm, you got to be aware of this stuff. But at the same time, if you inherit a farm that's been in your family for generations who've never had to worry about this until now, that adds a different twist to it,
Yeah.
So
it all depends on what your life entails, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing.
Right.
I totally understand the farmers' plight with that. Me personally, I want to live in a state with lots of apex predators.
Yeah. Right. Well, they clean up the woods.
We got cougars, we got bears, and we got wolves. Come on, it's the West.
And they wonder why we never find Sasquatch bones. Maybe they're just really tasty.
All right. Was that the end of your news?
That was the end of the news. It was only 5 headlines. So yeah.
Oh, wow. All right. Good job. And let me play you out then. I should do my hands down here so it looks like I'm really doing it, maybe.
There you go. Maybe you should really get... Is that a...
Xylophone, yeah.
Xylophone, yeah. That was a very high-pitched xylophone, though. Maybe it was a metal one? Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I made it myself. All right. A few, let's see. We've got some national headlines. How about that? Republican-controlled House passed a bill that would require U.S. voters to show proof of citizenship to cast ballots in federal elections. It's unlikely to pass the Democratic-led Senate. Why? Because it's based on GOP claims, and I'm not using the word falsehoods, that Democrats are encouraging migrants to vote. Democrats have called it unnecessary because non-citizen voting isn't allowed in the state or federal level and can be punished by law.
Right.
So quit wasting time.
That is an argument.
Fact check yourself, GOP.
Yeah, that has been an argument that has been ongoing.
It's not even true.
You know,
It's one of those things that, and it's too bad. And I'm going to blame this on President Trump because he's the one who started this. Let's make fake claims that get people enraged and divide us even further. And this is another example of the GOP throwing something that is baseless out, wasting time in D.C. for something that isn't even a problem or possible.
right. And it gets stirred up and becomes major talking points that they can rally their people around. That's just not
It's
even
not
a theme.
true.
Well,
It's
but they,
called critical thinking.
but
Okay?
then
The
but then
ability to spot a lie.
you see I've done my research. No, you read other people that are saying the same lie. It's not
Did
research.
my research on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook is not research. Clicking
So
a link that
research-
somebody posts on Facebook is not research.
Just I told my mom, used to have to tell my mom, the original internet started like 1,000 years ago. They called them books.
Right.
Just because it's a book doesn't mean it's true either.
Right.
Remember that.
Exactly.
Anybody can write anything. I write lots of stuff. I'll share it later. All right. Researchers have also noted it's rare for non-citizens to illegally register and cast ballots in federal elections. One study found just 30 suspected cases out of 23.5 million.
Sounds about
So
right.
yeah. All right. Team USA beat Team Canada 86-72. Sorry to our Canadian friends. They really push up our online listening too, you guys.
Right.
In an Olympics exhibition opener. Canadians who have plenty of NBA talent are considered one of the tougher U.S. opponents heading into Paris. So it's a good sign for the U.S. team.
Wow.
Heat waves. Chihuahua's got one. Washington has one. Everybody's got one. Even warmer than normal here in Maine, except for last night at 7. A storm move in. I don't know if this is a piece of barrel, but we had 12 hours of what I call hard rain. You ever see that movie, Hard Rain? Where
Yeah.
it's coming down in like sheets. That's what it does sometimes. And I bet you over 12 hours, we had 3 to 4 inches of rain. Our little tiny creek, which barely trickles this time of year, is flowing over its edges. We have water that comes from the back of the property, and a lot of it comes underground and stuff. It's usually only about a foot wide. Today, 4 feet wide. It's
Wow.
crazy the amount of water that is moving across our property. And what a nice way to cool off. Sorry, Chihuahua.
Yeah. Wow. I wish. No, have you ever been in rain that's so heavy you had to pull over while you're driving?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the way this is. You all over the freeway. Every 15 miles there's a giant lit up sign that says "You will hydroplane."
Wow. We were
Yeah.
driving once. We managed to find an overpass that we were able to pull under and actually get completely out of the rain. But it was the highway, one of those where down, probably another 10, 15 feet. There's the little the off roads where you get into town, like a little small rural area.
Sure.
Basically in a little ravine. That road was about 6 feet underwater during this rainstorm. I think it was Colorado or Wyoming, somewhere around that area. And there was a van that was driving down that was flowing down the water and was on its side. And we sat there for about an hour during this storm and watched the rescue crews come in and get these people out of this van.
Scary.
And they had to actually cut the side door open and pull them out of the side because the door of the side was down, or the side with the door was down, and they actually had to cut a hole in the side of the van and pull them out of the side of the van. They couldn't get out. Underwater.
Wow.
It was terrifying. So
especially for them.
yeah, right.
Not just you watching. 144 million Americans under excessive heat alerts yesterday. Experts say above average temperatures expected to continue all the way through next week, or as I said in your forecast for Chihuahua, if not longer. I'm looking at 2 weeks at a minimum. And that's just looking ahead 2 weeks. That doesn't mean there's rain in 2 weeks, folks. That's just how far the forecast goes out.
Yeah.
And Gonna be a long one. Gonna be a long summer. Let's see. Representative, hater, lover. I think she might have done the right thing here. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, or as they call her, what is it?
AOC.
AOC introduced articles of impeachment against Supreme Court Justices Clarence Thomas and Samuel Alito for what are called unchecked corruption in the courts. Clarence Thomas taking in millions of dollars in gifts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not okay.
Yeah, dude's been a problem since he took office when I was a kid.
Got a lifetime job with a good salary.
Yeah.
You gonna milk it too? Yeah. Greed running rampant. Costco membership's going up $5. Oh my gosh, all the way to $65. I don't think that's a bad thing.
I don't know. I always go there and I it's great because you buy all this stuff for, small amounts of money per unit, but it still costs you so much money to go, and then you don't use it because you get too much and it goes bad anyway. That's what happens with us anyway.
All right, be careful. ABC revealed that the inaugural season of The Golden Bachelorette will premiere September 18th. It'll be led by former Golden Bachelor contestant Joan Vassos, who left the show early. I don't know. I watched The Golden Bachelor. I really enjoyed it. Is it because I'm old?
I don't know. Are you going to be a contestant?
You have to be rich. And so my daughter said, "We'll get you on there, Dad." And I said, "Yeah."
Oh, you have.
Hey, we got a short, poor, fat guy. Hey, ladies. I'd like to come over and move into your house and hang out on your couch and stuff. Eat your food. Maybe once in a while you let me drive that nice Cadillac you got, huh? What do you think?
Hey, you're Chihuahua famous.
Any takers? All I hear is the deafening silence. Yeah.
Actually, it's hot enough. You don't hear the crickets. You hear the cicadas.
All right, Major League Baseball Red Sox Athletics play again at 7:10 p.m. Eastern on the Major League Baseball app. 2024 ESPY Awards, ESPY, excuse me, air at 8 p.m. Eastern on ABC. ESPY Awards, do you even know what they are? Is that for tennis?
I was hoping you would tell us because I don't even know.
I don't know.
I know there are ESPY Awards. I've never really taken the time to figure out what they are.
I've heard of them before, but I'm not like, oh my gosh, there's an award thing. I got to watch it. Unless, of course, I'm winning one. Then.
Yeah.
Excellence in sports. There you go. Excellence in sports.
Okay.
Excellence in sports performance yearly. All right. Annual event. That's cool, though. That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very
there
cool.
you go. Happy ESPY, everybody.
You making fun of me?
No.
All right. Shark Week continues with the special Monster of Oz at 8 p.m. Eastern on Discovery. Season 18 of Real Housewives of Orange County. Never seen an episode.
Never planned to.
And that takes us into today's horoscope for Chuck. Are you ready for today's horoscope as we move into bits and breaks?
I am. We were talking a little bit about this before the break.
All right, I'm going to read this to you. This is your horoscope, Chuck. Mm-hmm. The stars predict that you will be tempted to adopt a llama this week. Resist the urge. Your zodiac sign doesn't include llama whisperer.
Dude, I am tempted to adopt a llama every week of my life. But then I hear about their behavior problems, and I'm like, I just don't know. The dogs will bark at them.
Spits at me.
Yeah, and they'll probably spit at my dogs. Will come in covered in llama spit because the dogs will harass the poor llama. I don't know.
Yeah. If I want to get spit at, I'll get married again. Was that a good one, Chuck? Made you laugh.
Sorry. Sorry, Scott.
That's all right.
I'm laughing with you, not at you.
I'm also no llamas for me. I'm scared of things that are taller than I am. Most people.
So you need one of those little the pygmy goats.
Oh, hey.
You're taller than that.
All right.
That's what I really wanted to get when we first moved here, but they come to find out you can't have them in the city. So.
Oh, you can move to Loon Lake. Have all the pygmy goats you want.
There you go. Right.
Unincorporated. There you go. All right, 4 things you didn't know yesterday with Chuck Ritchie.
All right. So did you know that 1 million seconds is 13 days? And 1 billion seconds, 31 years.
We should start talking to people like that. Yeah, I'll be able to come see you in about 1 million seconds.
Yeah. I'll be there in 16,859 milliseconds.
Okay.
I don't know what that is. So there are more possible iterations of a game of chess than there are atoms in the known universe.
Wow.
How is that possible?
Oh.
That's crazy.
On a tiny little board. Okay.
That doesn't seem right to me because certainly they've all been cataloged, right? There have been enough moves that everybody has made every move possible, but that apparently not the case.
Not so. All right.
The longest wedding veil ever made was longer than, get this, 63 football fields. That's 6,300 yards, which is what? 19,800 feet? That's not right.
Yeah, and it's been 2 weeks since that wedding, and they're still waiting for the flower boy and girl to show up.
They're still running behind.
They're back there somewhere. Who left the kids alone?
That's insane. Wow.
That is crazy.
And the last one here, the largest collection of rubber ducks is over 10,000, and that belongs to a man in the Netherlands.
Wow. Good job.
Wow. That's a good way to plug. So tomorrow at the Friday market, we'll be selling our 50/50 raffle tickets. And for Summerfest, there's a young lady in town with cancer. There's going to be a duck regatta in the creek, and we'll be selling those ducks as a fundraiser for, I don't have her name. It's on my phone, which I dropped on the floor at the beginning of the show. But I'll get her name to help benefit her family that are struggling with the bills and medical bills and expenses. So
Okay. All right.
that's through the Chamber of Commerce, I believe, is doing that, and the
rubber
the
duck?
Festival Association.
Cool.
Yeah,
Duck regatta.
a duck regatta. We're gonna fill the creek with rubber ducks and have people at the other end in their wading boots catching them all.
Chuck, how many numbers do you know by heart? We're talking phone numbers.
Very few, very very few. Probably more than I realize if I actually think about it. But since the invention of cell phones, you don't remember numbers anymore. You just remember names.
And you used to have tons of them. At least, I'm a little older. I always did. You had tons of people's phone numbers in your head.
Yeah.
And it's funny because they're all just gone. I know my eldest daughter's and mine. That's it. That's it. I know two.
It's bad. Is it bad to admit that I don't know my own kids' cell phone numbers? I don't know what they
so
are.
if you lose your phone and you need help,
Yeah. I need to.
who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Yeah. To help find your phone.
Yeah, I need to learn that. It's one of those things that's been on my to-do list, is actually learning my kids' numbers, but I haven't done it.
Yeah, I think you should have a couple core numbers memorized in your head. The one I keep forgetting, 911.
You always hear stories about people that call 911 to ask for the number for 911.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, Chuck, give us a little education as we move on amidst the breaks this morning. Ways to save money that we're ashamed to admit. These might be things you've done.
Oh, I'm sure. I haven't read these yet, but I'm sure I've probably done more than one of them. These are embarrassing ways to save money that people have shared online. One woman admitted that since her son loves milk so much, she usually adds water so it lasts longer. That is disgusting.
That's wrong.
That's gross.
Wrong. Don't do that to your kids. That's disgusting. Don't mess with them. You can mess with a lot of stuff, but not milk.
No. Ugh. After experimenting, one woman admitted she uses half the normal amount of detergent in each load and is unable to tell the difference. And that's true.
Yep.
They've actually proven that your clothes actually get cleaner by using about half the detergent that the detergent companies recommend. They're trying to sell you more detergent, people. You don't need that much.
That's right. I base the amount of soap that goes in the little cup based on how the laundry smells.
There you go. Well, you know what it is? If you use the full amount, it doesn't rinse off all the way. And then get that
and
sticky,
you wonder why you're all itchy and rashy.
Yeah, and you get that sticky soap residue on there that actually attracts more dirt. So your clothes actually get cleaner by using less detergent. True story. Look it up. Do your research, people.
Yeah, I will.
So after experimenting, I already did that one. A guy says he saves on the water bill because he's told his kids, if it's yellow, let it mellow. If it's brown, flush it down. I added that last part, but the old comment saying, I disagree with this one adamantly. I know a lot of people do it. That's fine. Not in my house.
If you're that much of a tightwad, go ahead and put a barrel outside that you can scoop water out of to flush your toilet.
You know, I understand conserving water. I really do. And they make water conserving toilets. There's ways you can do it. If you really, really, really want to be that way, you know, take a bath and don't drain the tub water and use that to flush with or something. I don't know, but it leaves residue on your toilet. It stinks.
Ew.
Not for me. Not for me. If you want to do it, go
That's
ahead.
enough of that. You're ruining my breakfast.
I know. I'm sorry.
All right.
You're trying to drink your lemonade, and I'm just ruining it.
Good one.
This one, I don't know about this one. I've seen people do this before. I don't think I could. If you think that coffee filter is done after one use, think again. One guy says he rinses out the grinds off his coffee filters and lays them flat to dry so he can reuse them.
Wow. You're one ridiculous cheapskate.
They do make reusable coffee filters that aren't that much work.
And they don't work very well, too.
No, they don't. No.
You get a lot of fine stuff in your coffee. But let's say, okay, if you're going to be a cheapskate on something, pick something that doesn't cost like a quarter of a cent each.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about something that you buy a pack of them for $3 and it lasts you 6 months. Come on.
You know,
pick something else.
Oh,
you saved so much money. Good job.
Man, you are one pathetic loser.
Sorry, I went too far.
I'm calling out my father-in-law here. He will, and you know, sometimes we actually do this, but he will take a paper towel and tear it into multiple pieces for multiple uses. You know, he'll cut it in like quarters, you know, tear it in like quarters or thirds and just use a little bit of it at a time. He will drink the same soda for 3 or 4 days sitting out until it's gone, because if there's an empty soda there that's half sitting on the counter, he's going to drink that thing no matter how old it is, because he's not going to throw it out. If it's somebody else's soda on the counter and you want to go get yourself a new soda, he's like, nope, there's already one half full there. Drink that one first. I'm like, that's not mine. I don't know who that was. That was sitting on the counter when I got here. It doesn't matter. Drink that one before you open a new one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That actually was an argument once.
Wow.
No. And I opened a new one anyway.
Hard. All right. Chuck, how would you finish the sentence? Friends don't let friends buy blank.
Friends don't let friends buy. Oh, I don't know. I don't really care what you buy, I guess.
I've got one for you.
Yeah.
Is the lady who owns the Prius here?
Don't come after my Prius, buddy.
So I pulled that one when you were talking, and I saw that one next one coming up, and I pulled that one and I pulled it out, and I made that when me and you and Alan were doing Thursdays, and I made that on January 5th of 2023. And it's one of my favorite sound effects to play for Chuck.
I figured.
You know what? So that was from Family Guy, and I was in another room, and the TV was going, and I heard that, and I literally ran in there. I had to do some work because, like recorders, they want an input, not what's playing out of your computer. So I had to go mess with my sound card. I mean, I actually went through some effort for that one. I messed with the sound card. And luckily, it was on Hulu, so I was able to rewind it, easily, back up the video, and then get it recorded. But it was like a 15-minute process just to get that for you.
Oh, I'm flattered, Scott. I'm flattered that you hate my car so much to go through all that effort.
I just love to pick on people.
I know.
Ask my kid.
I've been driving a second car recently that it's a friend of mine's, and it's a much newer car than ours, but it's a Hyundai. Man, the difference between that and our Prius is night and day. That Prius is so smooth and nice and well built, and that Hyundai is not.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it an older Hyundai, newer Hyundai?
It's 2022.
No way,
Yeah.
because when they first started, they were horrible cars. I had a '99 Elantra. It was amazing.
Really?
Had a Bose sound system in it. I don't know how they pulled that off.
Wow.
in a Hyundai, and it was kind of, they'd really put out cheap cars for a while, and they were trying to start making some sedans and stuff. And then it was probably early 2000s. I was taking a trip, and I didn't want to drive my car at the time, and so I went to rent one, and I got a Hyundai Sonata, which at that time was their big sedan. Their larger sedan. What a wonderful road tripping car that was. I mean, I wouldn't go out on a date in it because it was 4 doors, but but it was a smooth riding car down the freeway. Got great gas mileage, really fast. Yeah.
Why would 4 doors keep you from wanting to go on a date in it?
It makes it too hard for him to get out of the back.
I thought you were
too easy. Excuse me. Too easy for him to get out of the back.
Escape routes.
I want it to be hard for them to, yeah, okay. I tried.
Wow, Scott. On so many levels, wow.
All right. Here comes Chuck with, where do you stash your cash?
Yeah, do you have places you stash your cash? Do you want to tell us about them, Scott? Where's your cash?
I'm pretty far away.
Where do you keep it?
Yeah. For years I had one of those, like the potato shoestrings that come in the cardboard can. It's like a tube.
Oh yeah.
I'd put my money in there and then put the potatoes back over the top of them.
Oh.
Because it's something that if somebody was like going, okay, some people hide stuff in cans, and they shook it or popped the top, and it's light, because they don't weigh anything, and even with the money in it, it's still light. And if you opened it, it was 2/3 shoestring potatoes.
Oh wow. Well,
yeah, but now I don't have enough money to put in a can.
I was going to say, for me to hide cash would require having the cash to hide in the first place.
Exactly.
So the top one on the list here is the freezer. Wrap your cash in aluminum foil, stick it in a Ziploc bag. I've heard of that, but I've heard of like putting it in a broccoli container or something. Something that's where you put the good snacks though. You put them in the veggies so the kids don't get them. That frozen Snickers bar or something. Put that thing in your broccoli box. Yeah. Picture frame. Slice apart the cardboard backing and insert the cash. That's a common one though. I think someone breaks into your house, they're gonna look I would think they'd look behind the picture frames.
They do it in the movies. Like when the cops come in and they're searching a place for something or important documents, they start tearing the pictures apart and breaking them. I would not do that one.
And they always find something in there. It's always the thing. Yeah. Under heavy things, place the cash in an envelope, slide it under the corner of something very heavy like a piano or entertainment center.
Or me.
That's Hey Scott, move your cheek for a second. We gotta hide our cash.
Sweet. Always fun when they come back to get it too.
Soup cans. Why buy one of those fake bottom cans when you can just reuse one of your own? Again, that seems really, someone's rifling through your stuff and hey, the soup can weighs about as much as a pile of cash. Yeah.
Too obvious.
Yeah, way too obvious. Fake plants. Put the cash in a Ziploc bag, bury it in the fake soil of one of your fake plants. Okay. Not terrible. Books. Improve the worst book in your collection with a knife, hollow out the core, and hide the cash inside. That's old.
Yeah, too common.
Way too common. Toys. Hide the cash cash in an old toy your kids don't use anymore, and bury the toy at the bottom of the toy chest.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
I like that one, except for with my luck, we would 6 months after the yard sale remember that old dinosaur we sold in the yard sale.
Wait, stash that $2,000.
That was worth $2,000.
Oh my gosh! Why did you put them in the Rock'em Sock'em robots?
Yeah, that's what would happen.
Wow! I think the best place you could possibly hide your money. You want to get this, Chuck? Hands down.
Where's that?
Hands down. Because even if they knew it was there, they wouldn't go get it. It's on the bottom of the cat box. Thank you.
I wouldn't get
with a little arrow that says "money in here."
Wow!
If you want to dig for it, you can have it.
Have you ever? And I've done this before. Have you ever stashed cash away and then forgotten about it? Forgotten it ever existed, and then find it later?
Yes, that's a wonderful feeling.
That is like a gift to yourself. Yeah. So do that. Stash cash, forget it, find it later.
All right. So, Chuck, for this next one, can you get your phone off the floor?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to Your
Yeah.
phone. Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, right now, if you're watching on camera, Chuck is attempting to find his phone on the floor. He looks dazed and confused. Oh, he's going down. And did you find it? Yes, he found his phone. Excellent,
Okay,
excellent.
What do I need?
So, Chuck, now I need you to go to your text messages, and I need you to read me the last text message you got.
Good morning. Your news is ready.
Oh, well, that's kind of uninteresting because here's your slogan says your presidential campaign slogan is your last name plus 2024 and the last text. The last text you sent. Sorry. Last text you sent.
That
This could be juicy. He's looking uncomfortable.
it's really boring. It's thank you.
Really? So,
It's
Richie,
thank you.
2024, thank you.
Yeah, sorry everybody. That's boring. It depends. We could go to
Your second text you sent.
Okay. The second text. I was trying to see if I sent something more exciting during Messenger, but no. This one has names. I shouldn't say this one.
Okay. Okay.
LOL.
Mine was just as bad.
LOL. Good call.
Richie, 2024, LOL, good call.
Yeah,
It kind of works.
that
It
one
kind of
works.
works.
Okay, what's yours, Scott? What's yours?
Mine was really bad. It was Schlafman, 2024, the keys in the door.
That one works. I like it.
Don't know what it means, but I kind of like it. All right, coming up at 8:05, it is KCHW Chihuahua. And our next one, this is called, Chuck, I like these, and we can kind of go back and forth, discuss them. When you have, especially like with dads or guys, sometimes it's hard to pick the right gift for them for their birthday or whatever. And I found this online, and it's called Clutter-Free Gifts. And I thought this was amazing, especially if you have a hoarder in the family. I mean, so here's some better gift-giving ideas instead of objects that are going to fill up somebody's home or give more toys that they really don't need, things like that. So who's the person who regularly gives you gifts that you can never use?
Oh, you know who was the worst at that? She passed away the year before last, but my mother-in-law. I still have one that she gave me. It's hanging up in my laundry room because I have nowhere else to put it. I call it the pizza shovel. It is a folding spatula that is about half the size of your oven rack. It's about 24 inches wide, with a small folding handle. It's so heavy and unwieldy that there's no possible way you could ever use it for anything.
Could use it in the cat box.
It's too big to go in any cat box I've ever seen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there's a great example of gifts that you can't use. So this whole thing is clutter-free gifts, and moms, I think, go into that same category as I was saying. Dads, it's hard to buy something for mom, especially as your kids. A lot of times as you're growing up, you don't have the money. To buy something fabulous for them. So it says, who's the person who regularly gives you the gifts you can never use? So here's some ideas of things you could give. Maybe tickets to an experience.
I love that one's on the top of the list because buying experiences are the memories last a lifetime.
Or take them somewhere.
Junk doesn't usually
take them somewhere they've never been. Create that experience yourself. Concert tickets. Sporting events, zip lining, movie passes, theater tickets, rounds of golf, things like that.
Yeah.
Things that won't clutter up their home for the person who has each in their home.
And those experiences
there's
sometimes
more, Chuck. What else could you do?
Sometimes you don't have to buy those experiences. Sometimes you can plan something, like you said, like a picnic or something inexpensive.
Hike.
Yeah. It doesn't always have to cost money. Like concert tickets. Holy cow! Have you seen the price of concert tickets lately? Bad.
That'd be a nice gift.
Yeah. So the next one here is memberships. Children's museum. That's always a fun one. Go to the zoo, a theme park, get a subscription to any one of those food of the month clubs or membership thing, or a membership to a trampoline park.
For grandma?
Yeah, that's I guess if it's a kid or a teenager or something, that'd probably be better.
Sure.
But,
Sure.
Yeah. But I like the Children's Museum or just any museum or zoo. A lot of them, if you buy the season passes, they're not that expensive. And it's a good way to, there's sometimes, oh, it's the weekend, we're not doing anything, let's go to the zoo. You don't have to think about it because you got that pass. So
Cool.
we used to always do that.
All right. Few more?
Oh, yeah. You could also do take some classes together. Do cooking. Pottery classes are always a fun one to take together. Any kind of art classes, that kind of stuff, or even cooking classes even. Dance. You go dancing or take dancing lessons. Go swimming. Do some music. Pottery again. Painting art. I already said those. And time. It says time.
That's an important. So time, giving the gift of time. And I don't think we think of gift giving like that most of the times. We should bring this back up at Christmas too. Time, like getting a babysitter for them.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, that's a good one. Or
getting someone to clean their house for them, or cleaning their house for them yourself if they're comfortable with that.
Yeah.
A dinner out. If it's somebody like who has some hoarding problems, maybe a professional organizer. Mm-hmm. Getting their car washed for them.
Yeah.
A massage, pedicure. Then the other ones on the list were things that are consumable that will go into the landfill instead of their house, like wine, cookies, restaurant gift cards, coffee gift cards, things like that. There you go.
Yeah. Especially, a lot of those gift cards, you can get them online, and then you don't even have to buy the little card.
Oh.
So there you go. Sorry, I didn't see the rest of those. I hadn't scrolled down that far, and there was a big gap between that.
Yeah, that's all right. I filled in. It was my bad copying and pasting. All right, let's go ahead and you up for a few trivia questions so we can before we go to break, Chuck?
I am.
All right, just a couple, so it'll be easy.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
That's me.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
All right. This is trivia with Chuck Ritchie. If Chuck can't answer the question, you happen to be watching on Facebook. He has access to that feed that he's streaming on, and you might be able to help him if you're listening along. So, first question for Chuck.
I need help often, as I'm told. Yeah.
Number one sports injury is the knee, followed by the shoulder. What's third?
Back?
No.
Toe.
For sports injuries?
Yeah. That's what took out Bob Marley.
A toe?
Yeah. He got a toe injury that developed into some sort of form of cancer, I believe.
Wow.
Playing soccer. Yeah.
No.
Let's see. A neck? Did you say neck?
No.
A head injury?
Think about runners.
We already said ankle and knee, right?
No, we said knee and shoulder.
Oh,
now you've said ankle, which is the correct answer.
Is it ankle? Okay.
Ankles are third.
Thank you, Carrie. Carrie also said ankle.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah,
See, you
yeah.
had a helper.
Yeah,
right,
thank you.
Right.
Which
And
means with the delay, she got that much faster than I did.
You did. All right, big round of applause for Carrie. We'll just go ahead and let her win today.
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. It takes about a half ounce of gasoline to do this.
Start a forest fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Takes about a half of an ounce of gasoline to prime the fuel line. No.
Well, I'll kind of give you that, even that's like a horrible answer. It takes a half ounce of gasoline to start your car.
Okay.
All right, start, but you're kind of right there, priming the fuel line. So I'll give you that. All right, here comes a brain teaser. These hurt me just to read.
Okay.
All right, and you're gonna have to guess what the answer is to this brain teaser.
I'm already cringing.
Breathe. I'm sure you are. It doesn't breathe. It has no feeling. It cannot hear, nor can it speak. But when you look at it, it seems to know what you do, always mimicking and staring back at you. What is it?
The mirror.
That's right. It's your reflection. A little easier than I thought it would be.
Oh, Carrie said start a weed eater with that half ounce of fuel.
Half ounce of fuel will also make you vomit. You want to get technical on me?
Not for human consumption.
All right. This is back to a trivia question. The game exploded in popularity after Johnny Carson and Eva Gabor played it on The Tonight Show in 1966.
Is it Monopoly?
Right, so this was a board game, but don't necessarily focus on the word board game. It was very popular, but it came in a box like all the other board games. Became very popular in the 60s and 70s.
I'm thinking
jokes.
I'm thinking Parcheesi.
No, lots of jokes surrounding this Milton Bradley game.
Clue?
No, a lot more active than Clue. This is like a board game that turns physical because you got to like take it out of the box and open it up and then play.
Twister.
There you go. Twist again like you did last summer. There you go. There are around 893 of these in the U.S. Your hint, they start getting attention in the fall. There are around 893 of these in the U.S., and they start getting the attention in the fall.
Ooh, football stadiums?
I'll give you that. College football teams. Pretty close.
Okay.
Pretty close.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Carrie's helping you, right?
Yes, she is.
I wish we so get your fingers ready.
Okay.
All right. Some questions that require numerical answers. The person who gets closest wins. This is Chuck and Carrie.
Okay.
What's the largest number of bees ever found infesting a home? Your guess, Chuck?
Oh, I'm going to guess 1.2 million.
1.2 million.
Yeah.
All right. Do you see that where Carrie has typed anything on Facebook?
She has not yet, but we're probably not to the delay.
Okay. So we will just keep going and then come back and see her answer. So for a B, you said 1.2 million?
Yeah, I think that's probably a little high.
Okay.
But
What percentage of phone service interruptions are caused by animals?
Oh, I'm going to say 12%.
Okay. What percentage of people consider themselves unlucky?
I'm going to go with 75%.
All righty then. How many radio stations in the United States?
Ooh. I'm going to say about 12,000.
About 12,000. Okay. And if you make your bed every day, how many miles will you walk in a year?
Oh. How many miles will you walk in a year? About 2.5.
All right. So, correct answers. I'll go through these now.
Okay.
The correct answers.
Wait, I have some from Carrie here. You ready?
Okay. Yeah.
I 2 question marks, I believe, from the first question about the bees, maybe.
Okay.
She says 45% phone service from critters loss.
Okay.
So that's
5
miles to make your bed, she says. Okay.
5 miles to make your bed. Well, she wins that one. You said 2. Correct answer, 4.
Oh, wow. Good job. She was very close. Okay.
All right. Largest number of bees ever found infesting a home, 700,000.
Ooh, I said 1.2 million. That's, yeah.
Percentage of phone service interruptions caused by animals, you said 75%.
No, I said, what I said? I said low. I think I said about 12%. 75% was people that consider themselves unlucky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So 12%. Correct answer, 8.5%.
Okay.
But I can understand you going higher because you have a farm inside the house.
Right. I do.
Percentage of people that consider themselves unlucky. You said 75%. Did Carrie feed into that one?
No, she did not yet. No.
Okay. All right. Percentage of people that consider themselves unlucky. Hopefully she's already typed in. It'll show up. 9%, Chuck.
9%.
So you're way off.
Wow.
9%. You thought it'd be higher.
She did ask, who counts bees on your home?
I do. All right. How many radio stations in the United States? You said 12,000.
I did.
Correct answer, 16,000. That includes all the low-power FMs, but not translators. So that includes all the towns that have little 100-watt radio stations. Not like Chihuahua and our big blowtorch radio station.
Right.
100-watt radio station goes about 3 miles.
Yeah. And what is our wattage? 2,400.
It is effective. We put out 2,250 watts, but that translates to over 6,000 because we have a 3-bay antenna system.
Okay, there you go.
So each bay you add, the wattage goes up, and that's as high as we can't. Even if we wanted to, we can't boost our power anymore because we're too close to Canada. In fact, when I applied for the license for Chihuahua, I had to apply to Canada too and get their approval to have the radio station in Chihuahua because we were so close.
Oh wow! So we should move our antenna right in the middle of Spokane, so we can crank that sucker up.
No, it has to be within 25 miles of the town of license, Chuck.
Fine. We can't just put towers all over the U.S. and become a nationwide problem.
No. We'd like to, though. All right. Good job, Chuck Ritchie, on trivia. Did just to finish up, did Carrie get anything else snuck in there? We'll see how well.
No, but she did say thank you, not lucky.
All right, thank you, Carrie, for helping out and for listening this morning. When we come back, we're going to have today's local birthdays, celebrity birthdays, a little bit of history, and we always wrap things up with today's odd news. And I did spend a significant amount of time making sound effect montages from movies. So I hope you'll stay right here on Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7.
Now that's me.
You're way off. I say you're way off this time, son.
Telling these little stories. Here's a good idea. Have a point. Make it so much more interesting to the listener.
It's 8:21.
Programming on KCHW is made possible in part by listeners like you and by
Country Chevrolet. Country Chevrolet, located at 880 South Main Street in Colville, is a full-service Chevrolet dealership, offering a wide range of new and pre-owned vehicles with at-home mobile test drive service available. In addition, Country Chevrolet also offers maintenance and service, vehicle rentals, and full auto detailing. More information is available at countrychevy.com or by calling 509-684-8400. KCHW would like to thank Country Chevrolet for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products, including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, July the 11th, 2024. I'm Mike Clifford. Abortion, LGBTQ plus rights, gun violence, and democracy itself are some of the issues Democrats say are at stake as we head toward the November election.
Arizona State Senator Priya Sundaresan took part in the Democratic Legislative Campaign Committee's Summer of the States event, where the power and role of state legislatures was discussed. She says within the Arizona legislature, Democrats are currently only 2 seats away from potentially flipping both chambers, which would deliver what she calls a Democratic trifecta for the Grand Canyon state. Sundaresan has been an advocate for protecting contraception and reproductive rights in Arizona.
It was Democrats who led the effort successfully to repeal our 1864 abortion ban. And we've got 1 or 2 Republicans to join with us, but that was not an effort that the Republican majority led.
Sundaresan and other Democrats are banking on abortion to drive voters to the polls this November in Arizona, where President Joe Biden won by just 10,000 votes in 2020. I'm Alex Gonzalez reporting.
And more than 1.5 million customers in Texas were still without power Wednesday, depriving many of air conditioning during a dangerous heat wave 48 hours after Beryl made landfall on the Gulf Coast. That from NBC News. Meantime, the Midwest and the Northeast brace for heavy rain, flash flooding, thunderstorms, and possible tornadoes as Beryl continues to make its way north. With power outages continuing across southeast Texas, the lack of air conditioning will aggravate the risk for heat-related illnesses as high temperatures keep warming. And Fifth Third Bank agreed to pay a $20 million fine to settle charges it forced car buyers to purchase unnecessary insurance and created fake accounts in customers' names.
The Consumer Financial Protection Bureau said the bank required customers with car loans to buy insurance, even if they already had coverage or got their own within 30 days. Rosemary Shahan with Consumers for Auto Reliability and Safety says some customers then couldn't afford the payments.
There were about 1,000 consumers who had their cars repossessed. Most people rely on their car to get to and from work and get their kids to school and get to medical appointments, so that is really devastating when they lose their car.
In a statement, Fifth Third Bank said it shut down the protection insurance program in 2019 and is taking action to set things right. The money from the fine will go to a fund to reimburse 35,000 customers who were harmed. The court order also bans the company from setting employee sales goals that incentivize fraudulently opening accounts. I'm Suzanne Potter.
Back in 2015, Fifth Third Bank was ordered to pay more than $21 million in fines. This is Public News Service. Next to Indiana, where for years home sellers have signed formal listing agreements with real estate brokers, but now buyers also need written agreements before purchasing a home.
The change is among 172 new laws approved this year by the Indiana General Assembly, which kicked in this month. The change stems from a major settlement between home sellers and the National Association of Realtors, aiming to boost transparency and consumer protection. Maggie McShane with the Indiana Association of Realtors says professional representation is crucial for home buyers navigating a complex and challenging market.
Many states already require this. We don't run into opposition from consumers in those states. A change in practice might take some consumers by surprise, but they're being represented contractually as well.
Previously, home sellers typically covered both listing and buyer agent commissions. Now buyers might need to pay their agent's commission if the seller opts out. I'm Joe Ullery, Public News Service.
Meantime, often celebrated in popular culture, Wisconsin's relationship with alcohol continues to give way to a troubling statistic that centers around excessive drinking. There are calls now to step up prevention efforts.
The Badger State still ranks high for beer production, but Maureen Busawaki of the Wisconsin Alcohol Policy Project says consumption levels for all types of alcohol overshadow market gains. For example, all Wisconsin counties exceed the national average for excessive alcohol use. And in 2022, the state recorded more than 3,300 alcohol-related deaths.
This has been an ongoing problem in Wisconsin. In part, I think how our regulatory system works, how our culture works, and there's maybe not as much enforcement.
She says binge drinking is a major problem, and boosting age compliance checks at places that sell alcohol could help curb this activity among young adults. I'm Mike Moen.
Finally, our Kathleen Shannon is here to tell us about a lending library for medical and mobility supplies.
Under the umbrella of the Legacy Foundation, Owens Outfitters lends out a huge variety of medical equipment, from tiny syringes to hospital beds, as well as mobility devices and equipment for therapy and exercise. There's no cost to borrow items and no deadline for returns. Since the library's October 2023 launch, nearly 4,000 items have been borrowed by roughly 430 clients, most of whom are enrolled in Medicare or Medicaid. Eleanor Turner, co-founder of the Legacy Foundation, says the library helps fill gaps.
We have a lot of folks say that Medicaid or Medicare does not cover these items, or perhaps their insurance will cover one type but not another type of what they need.
Turner says when the library received positive community response, the foundation started toying with the idea of traveling to reach more rural parts of the state.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Hear us on interesting radio stations, your favorite podcast platform, and you can find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Bring back the cat. I didn't have us on yet. Oh, kitty. Welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We're back with myself, Chuck Ritchie, Scott Allen, and his cat. Is this what? And whose name is? What's this kitty's name, Scott? I can't hear you. Oh, Scott's too busy cuddling his cat.
I'm gonna get scratched. I had to stop. That's ink. If you couldn't tell, she looks like somebody spilled ink all the way down her nose.
It does. It's a beautiful cat.
It is a beautiful cat. It's not mine, but I am watching it. Well, Sammy is away at school, so they wouldn't let her have a cat in the dorm. Can you believe that?
Weird.
Weird.
You realize that probably is going to be. It probably is your cat now, Scott. I'm just saying.
You know what? I like cats that cuddle. And she's not a cuddler. I don't know if you could see right before we went on where she was just burying her face into mine. She's a head butter. But no, Sammy is very attached to her cat, and the cat is very attached to her.
Oh, okay,
she is merely tolerating me because her person's gone. So
our cat is a cuddler and a snuggler and just the coolest thing on the planet. But I'm also allergic to cats, so.
Use it as a pillow. It takes about 3 months. You'll be cured.
Just bury my face in him and Yep.
All right. So that's enough cat stuff.
So far, though, haven't had too bad of a reaction. But
all right. And that's a true thing. I'm horribly allergic to dogs. I think if I was, forced to be around a dog for a large amount of times, I would build up that immunity. Because I just used to look at a cat and have an asthma attack, and now it's like you can see. Now they can headbutt me and all sorts of stuff. And once in a while, I might get a little red spot, but nothing major. So
yeah,
cool.
That's not too bad.
Right. You can make yourself build up an immunity to it if you want to.
Like iocane powder.
Say that again?
Like the iocane powder. You build up an immunity. It's from Princess Bride, Scott.
Okay.
Never mind.
Lost.
It's only the greatest film ever created. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. He broke up a little bit too, so I'm just going to smile. Yeah.
Yeah. I get that a lot.
I get it.
It's fine. I get that from my kids, my wife. Sometimes I do it to myself. So there's that.
Real quick before we do local birthdays, just let's give it a tease tomorrow, so we can tease it a couple times.
Yeah.
Tomorrow on the show, brand new Friday host taking my chair.
Yeah, possibly. Well, we're gonna try it tomorrow and see how it goes. But we're gonna have Craig McQuain on the show.
All right.
Craig McQuain is gonna be joining us on Friday for being our co-host. And hopefully it'll become a regular thing. We're gonna see it. I think he is down for it. But yeah, so Fridays. Now with myself and Craig.
And then you have a new co-host on Wednesdays with Sharon, Paula.
Yes, and Paula is also going to be joining us. Sorry, Paula. Paula's also going to be joining us on Friday, so it'll be the three of us. With all hope, if all goes well, it'll be the three of us from now on Fridays.
All right, and she can't. Yeah, I think you were saying she can't be there tomorrow because she's getting ready for her big play in the park.
Yes, Shakespeare in the Park, Midsummer Night's Dream. That's going to be right immediately after the Children's Art Festival in the park, which we'll talk about a little more later when we get into the calendar. They had to move it they're not going to be doing it in the stage in the park because it's too hot. It's too hot. There's metal seating.
Sun.
Yeah, there's metal seating. It's bearing down on that concrete. Last week they were rehearsing, and there are scenes where the actors are laying on the ground. Concrete was too hot to lay on. Those metal seats in the sun at 100 degrees, you can't touch them. You can't even put your hands on them. And
they're going to be doing Shakespeare in the Park under the trees, is what you're saying.
Yes, under the trees. It's going to be that grassy area behind the Center for the Arts, and it is gorgeous back there. I was actually back there helping them. We hung a big pole to hung the moon on over the weekend. About 20 degrees cooler out there next to the creek under the trees.
So Shakespeare in the Park has moved just across from the park at the Chihuahua Center for the Arts. Okay. All right. We'll cover. We forgot the calendar this morning. We'll hit that before we leave. But here comes Chuck with local birthdays.
Local birthdays. So today we only have one name on the calendar, and that is Alexis Peters. Happy birthday, Alexis.
Celebrity birthdays for today. Giorgio Armani is turning 90. He's a fashion designer.
Wow.
Bruce McGill from Animal House, The Crew, and MacGyver, 74. Stephen Lang from Avatar and The Good Fight, 72. Mindy Sterling from Austin Powers and iCarly, 71. Stella Ward from The Fugitive and FBI, 68. Rocker Richie Sambora from Bon Jovi, turning 65. Not in Bon Jovi anymore. Lisa Rinna from Days of Our Lives and Melrose Place is 61. Debbie Dunning from Home Improvement is 58. Let's see. Greg Grunberg from Heroes, Alias, and Felicity, 58. Biology and wildlife conservationist Jeff Corwin from the Jeff Corwin Experience, 57. Justin Chambers, Grey's Anatomy, 54. Rapper Lil Kim turning 50. David Henry from How I Met Your Mother and the Wizards of Waverly Place, 35. Connor Paulo from Revenge is, it says 1990. He is old, 1990 years.
Wow, that's ancient, man.
Date of birth. And then singer Alessia Cara is 28. And then we go on to history with Chuck.
So in 1914, Babe Ruth swung his first bat in Major League Baseball, made his debut. 1955, the phrase "In God We Trust" was added to all U.S. currency. 1960, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee was first published. It seems like that was older than that. Anyway, no, that seems about right because it was during the whole civil rights movement. Yeah, I get that. Or pre-civil rights movement, I guess it was.
Yep.
1977, Martin Luther King Jr. was posthumously awarded the Medal of Freedom. I always think the word posthumous is a little strange. It always seems like there should be comedy involved. But posthumously, yeah.
Okay.
I know it's not, though. 1979, the space station Skylab returned to Earth.
With a bang. And a loud thump.
I don't know why this next statement speaks volumes. 1988, Mike Tyson hired Donald Trump as an advisor.
That makes so much sense because I bet money he told him that Evander Holyfield's ear was one of the best ears, one of his favorite ears. It was a good ear.
There's no taste to your ear.
You won't find a taste to your ear. I think you should eat it.
Isn't that about the time Mike Tyson's career started going downhill?
Yeah.
Started making bad decisions? That sounds about right.
Wow. Okay.
It's still making bad decisions this very day.
Yeah.
Both of them.
Yeah.
2007, Merriam-Webster announced it was adding the word ginormous to its dictionary. Always love the evolution of the human language, right?
Yeah, and it's my favorite line using that word is Will Ferrell.
Mm-hmm.
And when he says, "These toilets are ginormous."
I think my absolute favorite that I use all the time, strategery. Yeah.
Okay.
Doing W. All right, 2011, Neptune completed its first orbit since its discovery on September 23rd, 1846. Wow.
Oh,
that's very slow. 2015, at age 33, Serena Williams became the oldest Wimbledon player in the Open era. What became the oldest Wimbledon winner in the Open era? What is the Open era? I guess that's a sports thing. By beating Gabrine Muguruza.
Good job on the name.
Yeah, 33 is the oldest ever. That seems, yeah. Apparently not a lot of oldies there. Not a lot of elderly folks.
Elderly, remember, or elderly.
Elderly, yeah. 2021, billionaire Richard Branson flew to the edge of space in his Virgin Galactic rocket plane in a space tourism test.
Ooh.
There you go.
All right. Special events promising to be more exciting. That's today's holidays. Pet Photo Day.
That's every day.
Even if you don't want to take a pet photo, if you take a photo at Chuck's house, chances are there's a pet in it.
More than likely. I mean, we are down to 3 dogs and 1 cat, but, that's okay.
It's Essential Oils Day.
Hey, if you want to see me after the show, I've got some essential oils for sale.
If you use those infusers with the essential oils and you have pets, here's a warning tying these pet photos today.
Mm-hmm.
You need to look it up online because there are certain oils when infused that are toxic to your pets. One of them is peppermint. If you're burning peppermint in an infuser and you have a cat in the house, you are poisoning them. and a lot of people don't know that. So,
you know, for a while, we never got into essential oils, but we got one of those, the little things that blows out the little good smelling smoke stuff, or the aromas, whatever. We found out if you use those, you have to use the same scent in that, because it's a plastic container that goes inside of there.
It seeps inside no matter what you've done, so you could have a tainted one.
If you use different scents, it ends up combining those scents, and if you use too many, it just becomes this god awful sort of combination of everything you've ever put in there.
I call that a vaporizer for asthma attacks.
Yeah, right. It was a very short-lived experiment. We didn't continue on with that.
One of my favorite foods, the blueberry muffin. It is Blueberry Muffin Day.
I love a good blueberry muffin.
Yes. Cheer up the lonely day. Go ahead, Chuck.
Hey, Scott. Chin up, pal. You got this. Come on, slugger. Sorry.
I'm picking up a heavy, creepy vibe
here. It seemed very, what do you think, folks? I think Chuck seemed a little insincere in his little pep talk for me.
Come on, kiddo. You got this. Sorry.
And you skipped my favorite.
You can do it.
There you go.
There you go. There's your motivation. It's Mojito Day.
Ooh.
And that's a drink.
It is. It is a delicious drink.
Sounds like something that might bite you, though.
It's
Mosquito Day.
I love a good mojito.
I set out on the back porch and have a mosquito almost every afternoon, whether I want to or not. So, side note on Mosquito Day, mosquitoes are really bad in Maine. In certain times of the day, worse, obviously, just like they are everywhere. But I got trapped talking outside to somebody for 2 minutes the other day. And when I came inside, I had to count them. I had 17 mosquito bites in 2 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow,
17.
That's like my driveway.
I just ran around the house in a circle for the next 30 minutes, scratching myself. All right, swimming pool day. You're going to need one. 98 for a high.
No kidding.
Wow, swimming pool day. And here comes Chuck's number of the day.
Sometimes when it gets this hot, it's not even, I wouldn't even go out swimming in it. That's just asking for a sunburn. That's just me, though. I'm a wuss. All right, the number of the day is 98. And this is actually kind of surprising. That is the percentage of Reddit users who never post or comment.
So they're just saying, hey, I read it. That's enough.
Yeah, I think I would consider myself in that, too. I do have a Reddit account, I guess. I don't use it very much, but I do have a few topics that I follow that I'll get those daily or weekly sort of updates, and I read them, but I never post. So
seems to be a very common thing.
Or I search for stuff that I'm looking for an answer for. Yeah.
There you go. I'm going to roll into odd news because we missed it this morning, and we've got a lot of events coming up for the weekend we should cover for folks. So here we go.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid. You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
What were you mumbling about?
Oh, it's something about, I said thank you for noticing, but I don't remember what it was about, so there's that.
I didn't notice.
It was an insult. I don't remember what it was.
News attack, first sentence true, second sentence bad joke. And Chuck, would you like to fire it up?
I would. So a new study found that people have moral outrage towards voluntarily childless people. How dare they actually get sleep at night?
You chose not to have children? Huh?
Those people are just jealous.
Yeah. All right, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas has been accused of not disclosing a yacht trip to Russia and a private helicopter flight to a palace in President Vladimir Putin's hometown. I mean, sometimes only Airbnb is available. The only thing on Airbnb available is a palace. He had to take it.
That's right. I mean,
yeah.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
A survey of hotel staff around the world says the French make the worst tourists. Yeah. Big surprise. That's like saying the Italians make the best pizza. Yeah. I can. I've worked in hotels and restaurants, and I can say that the French customers, hands down, the worst.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Don't tell us the completely obvious when the merely obvious will do.
Right.
Right. Another survey confirms that taller people make more money. Do we really need to give Kim Jong-un another reason to be ticked off? Little man.
Another survey here confirms that taller people make more money. Did you hear that? Kevin Hart may be 5'5" on the outside, but inside he's 6'2".
Oh, that explains so much. All right. Scientists discovered that uttering swear words can help lessen the feeling of physical pain. Turns out the best painkiller isn't your medicine cabinet, it's your vocabulary.
Yeah, that's right. So it's more effective than aspirin. It's time to stock up on those expletives. I'll take 2, please.
Uh-huh. All right. I think it's you.
Yep.
Yeah. Go ahead. Do the last one.
Yeah, so Donald Trump has threatened to imprison Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg if he gets reelected, citing alleged involvement in, of course, election fraud. Can we also imprison Elon Musk for renaming Twitter to X?
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
And can we actually arrest Donald Trump for one of the crimes he's done and put him in jail?
One of the dozens, hundreds, thousands, possibly.
Isn't that ironic that he'll say Mark Zuckerberg needs to, if he gets reelected, needs to go to jail for election fraud when he's committed election fraud?
Right.
Yeah, okay. All right. Let's move on to wacky but true. First story up, United passenger went on a biting rampage during a recent flight, causing chaos in the cabin.
Sorry. I apologize unreservedly.
Wasn't a bite, was a nibble.
Yeah.
All right. In the shocking video obtained by TMZ, the disgruntled flyer can be seen attacking a flight attendant by biting her shoulder and then tearing off part of her uniform. The incident occurred on United Flight 762 from Miami to Newark, New Jersey, with the flight making emergency landing in Orlando due to the passenger's disruptive behavior. Footage shows passenger yelling at other passengers and flight attendants while being restrained with zip ties. That's always awesome. The situation escalated when the passenger resorted to physically attacking the flight attendant. Passenger also made threatening remarks and displayed aggressive behavior towards other passengers. All right. Biting people is never okay. So I have created this for him.
Fighting is efficient in close quarter, but don't make a plan of fighting. That is a very good way to lose your teeth.
I'm crazy.
Oh, Victor, you are getting one of your spells. You'll be foaming at the mouth soon, and biting people.
Well, all right then, go ahead. But fight fair. No biting or gouging. And no kicking either.
No biting. No. Excuse me. You're biting my butt.
Sorry again.
Sorry. Oops.
Sorry again.
And correct answer, oops.
Something about the Miami to New Jersey connection there. Just that just
crazy
fits.
to crazy.
That just fits. Yeah. Next one here, a shoe thief was arrested. This man knocked down women and ran off with their shoes. He was arrested in Germany. He robbed a total of 9 women of their shoes.
This isn't the first time we've heard stuff like this.
No.
The knocking down's new, but the whole guy's stealing shoes.
Yeah, usually
is it something you do?
Usually the shoe thieves do it secretly and stealthily, but this guy was right out there, man. No, I do not steal women's shoes, Scott.
Okay, I wanted to check.
No, the shoe is a sign that we must gather shoes together in abundance.
I'm packing you an extra pair of shoes and your angry eyes, just in case.
Perfect. These are my best shoes.
Cool shoes.
You're goody little two shoes. You're goody little two shoes. Goody little two shoes.
But now that Mr. Goody Two Shoes is out of the way, I can have everything I want, and there's no one to stop me.
No one to stop me. It's not funny, but kind of is.
Yeah.
A
It's
woman in
weird.
England claims she had an otherworldly experience after contracting COVID while in the hospital. But Brocardi, it's a single name because she's a singer-songwriter. Brocardi.
Brocardi.
All right, claims to have opened a portal to the afterlife, leading to encounters with spirits. She believes that her near-death COVID experience allowed her to communicate with the dead and led to her marrying a ghost.
I've heard that's a side effect of the COVID vaccine.
It's more like a moaning sound. You know, ghosts tend to be very depressed creatures anyway. Like this.
What is it, honey?
It's that darn ghost again. He just won't leave us alone. I guess we're just going to have to move.
All right, we've got no choice. Call the Ghostbusters.
Wait.
Impregnated, I believe, by a ghost.
I'm the ghost with the most, babe. You best start believing in ghost stories, Miss Turner. You're in one.
Ooh. I do. All right. A man was apprehended while trying to smuggle over 100 live snakes into China by concealing them in his pants. The audacious attempt was thwarted by customs official at the border between Hong Kong and Shenzhen. The unsuspecting traveler was caught with 6 canvas drawstrings hidden in his trouser pants, each containing a variety of snakes in different shapes, sizes, and colors. Among the reptiles confiscated were milk snakes, corn snakes, many of which were not indigenous to the area. At least he put them in bags. I'm just saying.
This is not the first guy, though, again, that's had snakes in his pants. I don't get it.
Well, thank you for noticing.
So I already had a snake montage, but I didn't want to cheat people, so I made it a second one.
There you go.
Snakes? Snakes. I don't know no snakes.
Snakes.
I was going for a snake/ninja approach with a little hissing.
That's right.
The snake looks delicious. What part do you think I'm about to eat?
No one's ever said that. This snake looks delicious. All right, that is our odd news for today. Thank you very much for struggling through it along with us. And Chuck, should we move on to those events?
Yeah,
we've got a lot of them coming up, and of course, it's Thursday.
It is.
They postponed it last week, so I know we do have a first Thursday art walk, luckily taking place in the evening when it's a little cooler.
We do. And if anybody caught us last night, we had the 2 artists that are going to be featured at the Trails End Gallery on the show, on our special About the Arts program that we're doing before the Art Talk every month. We had Jamie Thompson and Kim Long on last night with Tim. They did a speech. They did their speech last night at the Quartzsite Brewery. I'm sorry. But tonight we have. I'm trying to get it open here because I need to open another page to open another page.
Open another page.
That's right.
I know that a couple other things are going on while you look for that. Food bank open today, 10 to 2. Free diapers at the Catholic Church between 10 and 11:30. And did you find that, Chuck?
I did. And the free diaper thing, that's a really cool thing. They're doing that every month. You can go online to the Chamber of Commerce website and find out there's so many diapers you can get a month. There's pull-ups available, different sizes. It gives more information about that. So the first Thursday Art Walk tonight is happening from 5 to 8 p.m. In downtown Chewelah. Let's see, scroll down here. There's a lot going on. Jamie Thompson and Kim Long are going to be at the Trails End Gallery. Margot Setti is going to be at the Yale Press. There's going to be quilted art by Kelly Hubbard and Nance Hall. That's going to be in the McCunn Gallery at the Mountain Market on Main. Tracy Manley is going to be at Quartzsite Brewing. And at the Aaron Huff Memorial Center, we're doing a retrospective for Jim Coleman. Did you know Jim, Scott?
I did not.
Okay, yeah, he passed away of cancer, I believe, last year, the year before. Really, really unique gentleman. He was a super nice guy. He would, drop what he was doing at the moment's notice to come help you. Insanely talented, just creative guy, artist, builder, constructor. He could make anything out of nothing. One of those guys, So,
all right, you'll be honoring him at the Aaron Huff Memorial Center?
Yeah, and that's being organized by Brad Schaefer and Lynn. Brad was his longtime friend. He actually rented an apartment in above Brad's garage for many years.
Right.
And Brad helped him through his thing, so he's going to be taking that on and organizing that. It's going to be tonight. So
okay.
Fun.
All right. Oh, there you go. Our walk
Yeah.
around town. Friday, of course, we've got the In the Park. It is our farmers market.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, back to the park. Huge day.
Yes.
Starting at 9 in the morning with the Children's Art Festival. Things going on for the kids all the way till 4. That also includes stage time theater kids.
It
Now they
does.
have they've been going to school all week to the summer school for stage time theater. Their show is called Sounds Like Mayhem, and it's going to run 2 times on
That's right.
Saturday during the Children's Arts Festival as well.
And I was in the theater for a little bit yesterday. I was watching the kids. There's a ton of kids taking part of this. That theater was full of kids. I'm guessing probably 35, 40 at least. All having a great time, man. Those kids were having a blast. I think they're working on a puppet show. I saw some kids with puppets in their hands, and
This show has a ton of different stuff on it. Me and Val talked about it on Tuesday. It's wide ranging from, like Chuck said, from puppets to dancing and more. Get out there and support the kids. So now during the art festival on Saturday, there's things like weaving for the kids and easel painting, something that sounds interesting, Zentangle, movement with Gina Greenwood, rain sticks, a bunch of stuff, plus stage time shows at 10. And then again at 1. So if you get out there and support the kids.
My wife and I were going to be there doing a string fling. It has us from 12 to noon, but 12 to 1, but we'll actually be there all day. Basically, what that is, we're going to be taking the smaller pavilion where the picnic tables get stored over winter, and we're going to be stringing rope back and forth across those poles. And we have 20,000 feet of string, yarn, and flagging tape. For the kids just to go nuts, weave, make webs, do whatever, and we're going to turn the whole thing into essentially a giant web.
Very cool.
And just do what you want, create whatever you want in that area, and maybe if it's strong enough, kids might be able to climb on it and roll around it. It won't be too high, so. Yeah.
All right. And then for the adults, going on from 10 to 4, also in the park, it's another Fun in the Sun vendor fair. So there'll be things for the adults to do while the kids are taking care of their stuff. And then we mentioned this a little while ago in the show, but they had scheduled for at 4 o'clock, but because of the heat, they can't do the play on center stage. This is put on by a friend of Chuck's and a member of the Chihuahua Center for the Arts, I believe, or someone at least who's very involved in that. Is that true?
Yes, and also now on Wednesdays and Fridays on the KCHW Morning Show. Paula Randall.
So Paula's production of A Midsummer's Night Dream will be now happening in the backyard of the Chihuahua Center for the Arts rather than the park.
Yeah.
So they'll have trees to keep everybody cool. Now, you said this is a little different version of Shakespeare's Midsummer Night's Dream.
It is. Instead of being set in Athens, Greece, it's going to be set in Athens, Georgia in modern times. So, I wasn't able to be in the play. I just didn't have the time to devote to it. But I was at auditions for it, and I did get up on stage and audition for it. And reciting Shakespeare in a Southern accent rolls off the tongue so naturally. It is uncanny. It's bizarre that you would think that it would work so well, but man, it really does, and it actually makes the Shakespearean language, that Old English, make a lot more sense for some reason.
Wow!
I think there's a lot of it that just works.
And that is a free play. Admission is free. Donations are appreciated.
It is.
There you go.
And they will have seating available, but also bring a blanket, sit in the grass, bring your lunch, have a picnic while you're watching the play. It's a really cool thing because they've had that space back there for a long time, back by the creek, and they've been wanting to use it for stuff like this, but it's really taken sort of this step of necessity to just go ahead and just say, we're just going to do it and put on a play back there.
I think it sounds fun.
Yeah, they used it.
What a great Saturday in Chihuahua.
It really
all the different groups. Thank you, everybody who's been involved in that. It'll be fun. Fun times.
Yeah. And for those of you watching the play, the moon was hung up by myself and Paula's husband over the weekend, and that pole weighs about 400 pounds. So it's about a 25-foot arched pole with pulleys attached to it to raise the moon. It was a pain.
Oh, wow. All right, so a big Saturday. Don't forget tonight on the radio, Chuck, what do we have?
Tonight we have, what is it, Thursday night. You know what? And I don't remember off the top of my head. I know we talked last week. I should know this stuff, and I don't have the window open. I'm getting open right now. So, come on, scroll. Okay, so tonight from 6 to 8 p.m. we have Out of the Woods. 8 to 9 p.m. is Kelton a Twist. And then from 9 to 11 is Acoustic Cafe.
That's my favorite.
Yeah, I do like the Acoustic Cafe. And there was, last week I listened to it, and it was really, really good. So.
If you're an audiophile and you love music, it is some of the best captured live music you will ever hear. Check it out, Acoustic Cafe. You said that starts at 10 tonight, right?
That's 9 to 11. And we do have another show of a similar format that I haven't picked a time for yet, but it's called Live and Kickin' that we're going to be debuting soon. And it's sort of a front porch live music. You know, the gentleman producing it says, think of, like a Tiny Desk style, a variety of different bands, different sounds, different genres of music playing. So what I've heard of it, it's really good, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. So. And
then tomorrow morning it is Chuck Ritchie and Craig McQueen at 7:20. All right,
exactly.
There you go.
Exactly. Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Good luck. Yeah. All right. Have a great day. Keep on listening to Northern Lights Public Radio. We are KCHW 102.7. Thanks for bringing me in, Chuck.
No problem, Scott. Thanks for being here. See you later, guys.
Who's your daddy? Come on, you know who your daddy is. Who's your daddy? Tell him who his daddy is.
I'm your daddy.
I'm your daddy.
I'm your daddy.
Who's my daddy? I never had a daddy. Oh.
That's not true. Everybody has one at one point.
Run as fast as you can. You can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man.
This concludes the broadcast from World Control.
The time is exactly